There's an election on and people are talking politics. So what happens when you send two people with opposing views on a lunch date?
I'm well nervous. I'm like, oh my God, this has been so long. Literally.
Will sparks fly?
You see people that are sat there that can go and work and choose not to. They choose to go and sign on. It angers me.
Or will things hot up?
You look gloriously distinguished.
Right, hit me with it.
Slightly hunky.
You're quite a pretty lady. You know,
Get that on camera.
And will the political
When people stand at the dispatch box and tell me there's more money in education, I look around and I wonder where it's gone because it's not in my children's school.
get personal?
What are you going to do?
Snogger.
No, yeah. Well.
As a person, I suppose I'm a difficult bloody woman. A difficult woman with a dirty laugh. I am Jess Phillips and I was the Labour Member of Parliament for Birmingham Yardley and now I'm the candidate in that election. I was raised to hate the Tories. I mean, there are still some who I think are three-headed monsters. I feel slightly anxious about going out with somebody I don't know who it is. I wouldn't want it to be anyone really boring.
I'm John Whittingdale. I'm the parliamentary candidate at the moment for Malden, which is in Essex. So my confession to you is I'm taking a night off in the election campaign in order to go and see Iron Maiden at the O2.
I could get one of my friends to do that thing where they text you, like with a fake emergency.
You've told me it's a female Labour MP. I know quite a few, get on fine with all of them, so I shall be interested to see who's coming to lunch.
I've never been on a blind date in my life because I've been married since I was 23, so it's slightly nerve-wracking. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Sit down.
I had a sort of private little bet with myself who it might be.
Oh, really?
And you were a strong contender.
Excellent. So, do you come here often?
I don't. I live about 200 yards away during the week.
Really? This is a nice bit of town to have a little flat in. Yeah. By the Queen. Do you see her much?
No, not a lot.
Right, we're going to have something to eat.
Right.
How's the old campaign going?
I'll be all right, but you still need to go out and do the door knocking and all the rest.
People are actually saying to me on the doorstep that they miss Nigel Farage.
But
it could all go...
How's yours going? I'm tempted to say good luck then.
Yeah, that is what lots of people in Parliament have said to me.
Well,
anyway.
I mean,
yeah, let's have some food for thought.
Right.
I'm not going to eat a bacon sandwich because obviously that's not gone well for people in the past.
Eating on camera is very dangerous.
Although you've stolen Ed Miliband's policy on energy, so you could steal his thunder on bacon sandwiches.
Well, did you see Theresa eating a bag of chips the other day?
Oh, was she? Was it? Oh, yeah, but she looked miserable, even though everybody is happy when they eat chips. Do you miss, like, not being in the throes of the front benches and all the...
Yeah. I was a bit disappointed I wasn't able to do it for longer, but when the leader changed, the world changed, 10 members of the cabinet left and new ones came in, so that's politics.
Do you think that you'll have a chance when you go back?
Well,
do you hope that you have a chance?
I mean, if I was asked to do it again, I'd do it like a shot.
Okay.
Do I expect to be
nice
asked? No. But, you know, you're much more recently arrived. What are your ambitions?
I mean, I would absolutely love to be the Home Secretary.
Yeah.
It's not that I want to be the shadow Home Secretary. I want the actual job, and I think that I would be good at it, and I don't think enough women say that. So, but the likelihood of that happening anytime soon, minimal. I'm not going to walk the floor, no matter how much your side beg.
What do you make of Diane Abbott's performance so far?
You know, I'm no fan of Diane Abbott. There's, you know, it once again has been wildly reported. But I think that, you know, a slip-up, there before the grace of God go I, because we can all have those bad moments on the radio, is the truth.
But she was announcing a new policy, and
I mean, it's not
how much
ideal.
is it going to cost is a fairly obvious question you're going to get.
Yeah.
And to get it as wrong as she did,
Except
I know,
that
it was painful watching.
How much, I mean, you're right. I mean, all of this is true. I'm trying to pay her a kindness. All of what you say is true, but I mean, how much things are going to cost is not a question any Tory could answer about their manifesto.
No, but
so at least, you know, she might have got it wrong, but at least she had an answer.
Yeah, but she is the Shadow Home Secretary and it was her policy.
Yes,
but...
no, I mean, absolutely. But how many times have you ever gone, walked back into your office and just gone, oh God, I wish that had never happened.
I'll probably be doing it after this lunch. But,
but exactly, you do it. You wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat going, oh my God, this is how this is going to play.
But it was, you know, it was car crash.
Oh, it was total car crash, no doubt about it. And that's the thing they're going to put in now, is they're going to put in me saying total car crash, where that's actually not what I said. That's like me saying, oh, you know, I don't want you to... People don't talk to me about Brexit a lot, although they're starting to a bit now. I think the thing that comes across, the wording I would say that comes across the most on the doorstep is just get on with it. I think people are slightly cynical about the election. I think that they think that we should be doing our jobs.
Are you finding, I mean, one of the strategies of my party is that we neighbour people in areas like yours who would find it very difficult to vote Conservative because they come from a background where they've always voted Labour. And so the message is very much back Theresa May.
People don't say her name to me where I am, but they don't dislike her in the way that they disliked Cameron.
Yeah.
They really dislike Cameron.
What do you think of Jeremy Corbyn? Did you support?
Well, obviously, I mean, it's been well documented.
Do you think Jeremy Corbyn will be a good Prime Minister?
I don't think Theresa May will be as being a good Prime Minister.
Well, yeah, but I expect you not to think Theresa May. I do expect you to think...
I would much rather have Jeremy Corbyn than Theresa May, that I will say. But, you know, I'm not going to hide. I have very, very publicly said that I had disagreed with him on many things. Our whole point of existence is to get into power in order to make things better for the people that we represent, the ordinary people in the world. And I felt that Jeremy Corbyn had other priorities. And so, yes, I have been very critical of him, but I do think that he cares more about the people where I live than Theresa May ever will. And certainly much more than David Cameron did. I don't think he gave a toss. Hilariously, the Tory manifesto has been called really left-wing, which, you know, for something that basically says we're going to bring back fox hunting. It's not the most left-wing. I don't remember that from samosas and socialism as a child, but maybe I'm wrong.
Whereas the Labour manifesto, as ever, I mean, basically, whatever the problem is, let's throw a huge amount of money at it, and we're not clear. I don't know whether it's 40 or 80 or 100 billion of uncosted pledges.
I get a little bit sick of listening to people say, Tories largely, say, oh, well, you just want to spend this money, or you can't promise every penny to schools, you can't do this, you can't do that, oh, you want the moon on a stick. You can say, oh, how are you going to pay for all this? How are you going to pay for the deficit in the children's lives where I live? This idea that we create a big black hole by promising to be decent, to care about every child, is, I think it is awful the way that the Labour Party, oh yeah, you promise not to let children like my kids get left behind.
The real world is that, yeah.
Oh, you think that I don't live in the real world?
Let me finish. The real world is that if you want to put more into education, if you want to put more into the health service, you've got to have an economy which is going to produce the money to do so. And if you wreck the economy, there will be no money for the health service and education. Now, actually, we have put more money into education.
When people stand at the dispatch box and tell me there's more money in education, I look around and I wonder where it's gone, because it's not in my children's school. My actual sons fund lifelong education for them. It's not just university education. All the college funding has gone, has been cut. You know, these are things that really matter.
Yeah, but again, we get back every problem. Yes, you could be spending more money on it. The problem is that, you know, in every area, you want to spend more money.
Yeah, I want to spend more money on the kids in my
I
constituency.
would love to spend more money, but I want to get the economy to work properly.
think that people are going to be disappointed. After Brexit, I think that they're going to feel very, very let down by Theresa May.
Well, it
and
depends.
they're going to say, well, my kid still can't get a job. My kid still can't get a place in the local school because the school places are being cut down. My kid still has to wait, a week to see the GP. Hang on a minute, I was told there was going to be this golden era.
Well,
and I think that is not going to be the case.
If people thought Brexit was a sort of panacea for all the challenges facing the country, I mean, clearly it wasn't. What it is going to do is mean that this influx that is continuing year after year and which is putting more and more pressure on, we at last will be able to say, look, yes, we welcome people who are really going to be a contribution, but we just can't go on accepting this number, indefinitely.
Would you consider yourself to be a feminist?
The reason I entered politics, the person who was the greatest influence on me, the person I regard as, the greatest privilege to have met and worked for was Margaret Thatcher. She, of course, argued very strongly and believed that she had achieved, the highest office in the land on merit. And what I am saying is what the Labour Party did in the past, which was try and impose women by having all women shortlisted.
God, what an imposition.
Well, I do think that is not judging people on merit.
I was selected on an all-women shortlist.
But would you not, therefore, have felt better if you had gone up against everybody and won, rather than have half the population excluded from applying for that constituency?
No, absolutely not, because, women, it's a shocking thing, but we're people too. And I went up against other women who I had to beat, and shockingly, the idea that I didn't win it on merit because if there'd been men in the competition, the idea that would have made it a more even field, and it might have been proved that I was even better if I could beat a man, is, I think, personally, I find that utterly insulting. You don't say to...
And so would I, and that wasn't what I said.
Yeah, no, OK. Fair enough. I shall give you your dues. Do you think that every man in Parliament got there because of merit? Honestly. Do you think that every single member of Parliament got there on merit?
I'm not going to pick out.
Have you seen some of them?
I'm not
they
going to pick
can't
out.
have got there on merit because they have no merits.
Well, I would certainly concede that Parliament consists of a mixed bag, and there are some people who, I sort of sit there thinking, goodness, how on earth did you ever get elected? But actually, that is one of the strengths of Parliament in a way.
That it has some rubbish people.
But it is so diverse. Well,
it's not very diverse. It doesn't look much like where I live.
Brilliant cue.
Although people kept warning me that you'll get divorced instantly the second you become a member of Parliament. But I haven't found that to be the case so far. 2 years in, maybe Theresa May is about to save my marriage. But I think that the thing that I have found really, really difficult is the level of exposure that you put yourself forward for and how much hatred can come with that. And I'm sure you've had a fair share of it yourself.
I certainly have.
But I know, certainly as a female parliamentarian, the level of abuse and violent threats that I get is just...
Well, that is something I haven't experienced, which I do feel for you. I've had, my private life smashed across the papers, some of it true, some of it not true. And if you're in public life, that's what you put up with. It's very tough, particularly if you've got children, and if their friends
do you have children?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I've got
that
2
must be
children,
hard.
and it's pretty hard on them, particularly because most of people know who their dad is.
Yeah.
So there's that. Where I
God,
think
you're making me frightened.
no, it's not pleasant. This tells you, about the ridiculous life we lead. I went to Ibiza, and so all I did was put a tweet up. It got picked up. Sacked culture secretary, spends weekend in Ibiza. People have this idea that MPs are somehow not normal people, and that we don't enjoy doing the things which everybody else enjoys doing. So I get people always looking at me saying, "You like rock music?" I say, "Well, yes, I do actually," and as if this is somehow bizarre.
I was in Wilkinson's buying some bin bags the other day in my constituency, and somebody was like that. I can't believe you're in Wilkinson's. I was like that. Do you have to put things in the bin? I don't have people to put things in my bins. Like, yes, I go to Wilkinson's. It's right next to my house. But yeah, and at the tip, all the blokes came out and were like, "Do you want some help, love? Oh my gosh, you're Jess Phillips. I can't believe it. Do you want some help?" I was like, "That I'm all right. I don't need special treatment at the tip."
Yeah. No, I get recognised at the tip too.
I like going to the tip. I don't want help. I like the catharsis of throwing stuff in a bin.
The other aspect is the fact that MPs are now seen to be vulnerable. We've had obviously Joe Cox a year ago murdered. We've had the attack on Westminster.
In the wake of Joe's death, which was obviously just catastrophic, and still, I still think because politics moves so fast and has changed so much, there still, as somebody who was a personal friend of hers, feels like there wasn't a pause. There hasn't been a pause to sort of even get over it. And I don't know what I'm expecting, but I'm expecting one day to feel okay about it, but I'm not there yet. But I think the single best tenet of our democracy is the link between the constituent and the Member of Parliament. And I would give it up at my peril. Your job would be rubbish without it.
Yeah. And I absolutely agree with you.
It's been a total pleasure, unexpectedly so.
It's good to see you.
How was it? It was fine, it was good,
This is the sort of take me out, are you going to see each other again question.
We agreed on quite a lot of things. We did not agree on how the nation should spend its finances.
No? Yeah.
There was a line in the sand, but it'd be boring if we were all the same.
I don't know, John, if you know this, that Jess has mentioned you in her book.
I didn't know this.
You should read it. Yeah, so I was slightly worried because I wrote a book and I actually mentioned cool girl thing and I thought, oh gosh, is this the thing that we're going to have to talk about? It's a chapter about being human and being a human politician. The world has moved on and politicians are allowed to be humans now.
I haven't read Jess's book
Right,
yet, but now I shall definitely be going out to do so. We could go to a heavy metal concert together.
My husband is a massive Iron Maiden fan,
is
so
he? Well,
yeah, you could really bond.
Oh,
over
we would.
that.
Well,
And
we'd have something to talk about.
Thanks very much.
Ta-da!
After you.
Oh, you're a gent. Oh, it's warm.
It is quite warm.
We
Oh,
have
that
to
was
walk
painless.
off. It was painless.
God knows what we'll broadcast.